I'm Jade Monkey. We are talking about Ark Ascended. That's right, we have official gameplay and the trailer that's all dropped today and a bunch of information. Is this coming out today? Release dates, requirements, all that stuff. So, man, what a flurry of information here. So, as you can see, we have the gameplay official trailer footage happening here in the background. I'm not going to have the sound on because I'm not sure how YouTube is going to handle the musical tracks. Not trying to get struck, but you can definitely admire all of the fantastic upgrades. The fidelity is insane. I don't know if you know this or not, but this is built on the Unreal Engine 5, and clearly a massive update. And if you've seen any of the other like technical demos, things like what was it, the Matrix game, that was a technical demo, gorgeous, photorealistic at times, and this is no exception. Definitely a face melter when it comes to graphical engines. So yeah, it's a big deal. This couldn't come sooner because we did just have Ark Survival Evolved servers, or official servers, shutter not too long ago. And I know the community servers are still up and running, but a lot of people played official, so they're kind of waiting around for this. We actually weren't sure if this announcement was going to happen. There's been massive delays across the board. I mean, this is wild card, let's be honest. But I was super surprised to see this today. So I mean, I used to play a lot of Ark. My channel was built on Ark. I love those golden days, those golden years in the front end of Ark. I thought they were fantastic, and it looks like a lot of this is going to return to that. I don't think server transfers are going to be a thing initially. I think they will add them in eventually. Looks like some mechanics have been shifted just a bit. Clearly, the visual fidelity has been absolutely just upgraded. But it'll be nice to hopefully get some of those bugs and balance things that we all kind of wanted, and even have this back to its original status. I mean, I thought Ark was the most fun, honestly, in those early days before server transfers. I mean, what a blast. I mean, server, what is that, the Battle of Server 49, right? I mean, I'll go ahead and link that video now in the upper right-hand corner. If you haven't seen that, so many different things happening there. Anyways, I digress. So let's talk about system performance here and the requirements, because I guess they're steep for some. I was a little bit shocked by, I guess, the lower end specs, but I mean, once you see the fidelity here, you're like, okay, that does make sense. All right, so I've got a little snippet here. All right, so it's going to require Windows 10 or 11 with the updates. We have AMD Ryzen 5 2600X, Intel Core i7. I think that's supposed to be for recommended. i7 6800, 16 gigs of RAM, AMD RX 5600 XT, and NVIDIA GeForce 1080. And what do we have? 70 gigs of space and also an SSD. Recommended. Again, same Windows requirements. AMD Ryzen 5 3600X, Intel i5. This is where I think it should be swapped over to the other side. I honestly think that. What is that? The 10600K, 32 gigs of RAM, AMD RX 6800, NVIDIA GeForce RTX 3080. Whoa, boy. And also 70 gigs of RAM and also a SSD. So we'll see how all of this plays. I'm kind of like middle of the road here. I have an i9 actually, and I have a 2080 Titan, and I have 64 gigs of RAM, so we'll let you know how all of this plays out. So let me kind of rewind this a bit. So when this does come out, we will be live streaming this. If this is anything like it was before, like when this initially came out on PC, even before the consoles, this is probably going to be a rough ride. If it happens today, it's definitely going to be late or early into the morning. The day after, for sure. Again, I don't think we'll be able to jump onto the official servers because they are going to be absolutely swamped with people. So we're going to try to isolate and maybe get a custom server up and going when this does happen to kind of showcase what's going on here, because I'm about middle of the road as far as the requirements here for the PC. So it'll be a nice prelude to those of you on PC and also the console players. So let's talk about here for a second because we did also have like an update here. I just want to make sure I'm getting all this here. I've done like 50,000 takes on this. There was an Xbox post here as well, because this is happening for all systems. I should say for PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, but it looks like when this does hit, it looks like initially it's going to hit the PC first. This is going to be in early access. All of this preview footage did just happen in the Xbox Partner Preview. That's like a fancy way of saying the Xbox Early Access. They call it a preview, which is slightly confusing, I think, because you think demo, but it's the Early Access program. Anyways, let me go over to the dates here. So here's the thing. The Steam page I'm checking on the regular. It is updating currently. So I do think this is still going to happen. On their official page on YouTube, it does say that this is going to be available on PC today, which would be October 25th, 2023, obviously. There's even a link there. And it also showcases here that the console versions, Xbox and PlayStation, will be happening in November. I wonder if it's going to be in the preview program, because if that's the case, it'll be interesting because PlayStation hasn't had like an early access program. I hope that they do. So that'll be interesting to see how all of that plays out. But again, take all of this with a grain of salt because this is wild card. Let's be real here. There's been all kinds of delays and weirdness with that. So we're definitely holding our breath here on this one, or not holding our breath rather. But we will be checking this out. If this is tonight, we will be live streaming it, even if we have a bunch of problems, so we'll let you guys know. I have a feeling it's going to be almost identical to the way it was 8 years ago. So stay tuned for that. It's going to be very exciting. Okay, so let's go ahead and hit a few of the highlights here. I'm just going to read them off to you while you guys watch this beautiful footage. Over for the Xbox. It says summary. It says, get ready to spawn in to a new dinosaur survival experience beyond your wildest dreams with Ark Survival Ascended. Ark has been remade from the ground up utilizing next-gen tech with support for cross-platform modding with Unreal Engine 5. Ark Survival Ascended will be available soon on the Xbox Series X and S. So it looks like it's the next-gen title. I'm going to guess, because any other tech demos I've seen for Unreal Engine 5 were definitely for the next gen. That's not saying that it can't support the older gens, but it looks like that's what it's going to be. So I would assume the same thing for the PlayStation as well. A bunch of other pieces here. It says introducing cross-platform modding. This is also quite interesting. We'll go into more detail in other videos and stuff. But it says the most game-changing new feature coming with Ark Survival Ascended is the cross-platform modding. PC players of the original game have had the luxury of playing with mods for the last 8 years, and soon that benefit will be available on every platform. Boing. The new in-game CurseForge mod browser. Ooh. Which will be directly accessible from the main menu of the game, will soon be filled with new structures, dinos, maps, decorative pieces, and game modes. Oh, that's kind of tight. I can't say I'm actually familiar with that particular system. I've done some stuff in Unreal Engine, but not 5. But it'll be interesting to see how all of this shakes out. We're also working closely with professional game studios and developers to bring their original content and IP to Ark Survival Ascended to make it the ultimate gaming modding ecosystem, and expect to have announcements with some of those partners very soon. Oh, okay. At launch, you'll be able to start making your own mods by heading to the Epic Launcher and downloading the new Ark Dev Kit. We've tried to make it easy for existing mod creators by providing a porting mechanism for the old Ark mods, though you still need to make some adjustments given the fact that it's a new engine and there have been some changes. That's cool. It says there's a bunch of different mods here. So it'll be cool to see how all of this also integrates with us over on the console side, because PC side is obviously a no-brainer for mods. It's just having the support and stability for the console side. It talks about some of the different tech in the Unreal Engine. It's absolutely gorgeous. I cannot emphasize that enough. I mean, look at the footage, right? My goodness. Let's see. We have the they talk about briefly. I'm just going to kind of summarize this. It says creating a new gameplay experience. When you first jump into ASA, you'll notice a huge overhaul. With the user interface. It's been punched up visually and given more functionality to enable you to tailor your experience to match your playstyle. The options are there if you're looking for a more minimalistic UI to keep the immersion something that covers all the details. I did notice there were some things like speed and movement on the character kind of removed. I don't know if it was just like for the trailer or whatever, but it looks like there's going to be some tweaks, right? Let's go ahead and talk about, let's see if I can find it here. I know you guys can't see it. I'm just going to read it off to you. A key thing to remember in Ark Survival Ascended will include all of its previously released DLC maps in its remade form, and will have its own content roadmap. So it looks like we're going to get the island first, and then they'll trickle in, as far as I understand it. This will include new story content for the game, further gameplay quality of life changes, new DLC, seasonal events, and over time we'll be releasing 11 brand new creatures, more than any previous DLC expansions. I hope they stick with this. I know there's been a bit of turmoil and drama on the background here with the server providers, the publishing studio, and all that other stuff. So, I mean, you know, if you've been playing Ark, you know what we're talking about. So, I'm fingers crossed. I want games like this to succeed. I love survival games like this. Again, my channel is built on the original Ark, so I definitely want to see, this succeed, and I want us to be able to get in there and like enjoy it and not have to deal with a lot of the drama and stuff. So fingers crossed, we'll be out there live streaming this, sink or swim. So be sure to tune in, and hopefully we'll see you in the next one. Love you. Bye.